welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me for another one of my videos. So can you guess what this video could possibly be about? Spoiler alert if you've seen the title of it. So wow, yeah, really excited to be filming this video finally. I've literally had this video like scheduled in for like a couple of weeks ago, then a couple of weeks before, and I was like, nope, trust the universe, trust the timing, like everything's gonna work out perfectly. How did I manifest my book deal? Well, first of all, I'm a signed author. It's all official, it's all happening, it's all progressing ahead, which is obviously super exciting. I was able to announce it on my birthday. It all became official on my birthday, which was really awesome. So yeah, thank you for all your incredible, lovely birthday messages and kind wishes, and thank you for everybody who commented on the announcements and everything, because there were so many lovely comments which just really touched me, and I just can't believe that you guys are excited as I am for this book. And yeah, just so all of the feels and all of the gratitude and all of the amazingness. So I guess it's story time. I guess it's time to take you along the last year of my life, how I manifested this book deal, why I've gone with this publisher, how the publisher happened, and how the manifestation happened essentially. So as you guys will know, I've taken you along this journey for a good year, almost a good year now. So this time last year, the week before my birthday, which is the end of August in Santorini, I decided I was going to write this book. I was like, okay, well, if I want to be a published author, I need a book. I need to actually write this thing. So I decided to write my sample chapters on holiday, and yeah, really loved what I came out with. It flowed really easily, which was like really cool. And I was like, yes, like this is so good. Like it just flows out, it channels, it's all good. So yeah, I did my sample chapters, and then I remember I came back from Santorini and saw that Hay House did a writer's course in Bristol, which was in the November, and it was all, you know, to teach you how to pitch to publishers, teach you how to do your proposal, teach you, you know, all the tips and tricks of the trade, and also to have the opportunity to pitch to Hay House. And from that competition, one person will win a publishing deal with Hay House. So as you guys know, I went along to the course. It was really useful. So I will say, like, if you want to kind of go along this route, whether it's self-publishing or publish with an author, that course was the best money I've ever spent personally, because it was just so informative. You learnt so much. They literally taught you how to do your book proposal, which you could obviously submit to literary agents or submit to publishers. So this information is just not out there, and I'm really grateful that Hay House provide this to help people, not only to bring new authors to them, but also to help authors who either want to self-publish or, you know, pitch to other publishers who maybe might be a bit more suitable. So all of the information I learned on that course was so valuable. It really helped me to learn the real message of my book, what I wanted the message of the book to be. It gave me a lot of structure, it gave me a lot of guidance, and a really good insight into the whole publishing world as well, because I was like, fuck, I knew nothing. So yeah, they've got another course in October, I think it is. I think it's a bit earlier this year, but I would really suggest going, even if you don't want to pitch to Hay House, just because the information was so good. And yeah, I just really was grateful to have that opportunity and to be able to go and learn all these incredible things, which have ultimately helped me get this book deal. So yeah, I came away and obviously created my book proposal. I came away and wrote the whole book after that, and obviously prepared my pitch for the Hay House submission for the competition, which was part of the course you go to. So I submitted my book proposal to Hay House, and to be honest, I always sensed, I was like, I feel like something's gonna come after. I definitely didn't think I would win the competition. I thought that was too easy, too obvious. Like, I was like, no, like, and I also thought as well, like, I don't want to win it, because I know that sounds stupid, I didn't want to win it, but you know, I'm incredibly blessed to have a really strong and incredible platform with followers, and have, you know, the press and the experience that I have. And those courses are fantastic for people who probably wouldn't normally have the confidence or wouldn't normally have the platform that you know, which would be recognized by a publisher, shall we say. So I wanted the right person to win on that. I wanted someone who would not normally have that opportunity, to have an incredible opportunity to be seen by Hay House, and, you know, their book proposals to be read. And also the good thing about the Hay House course is they, after the competition winners announced, they give feedback on all proposals sent to them. So this is a fantastic opportunity to get really good feedback and advice from Hay House on your book proposal with guidance. You know, I know a few people they kind of suggested other publishers to pitch to, so they give really sound advice, and it was really valuable, all the feedback I had on my proposal and things like that. So yeah, anyway, got off track. So yeah, I never sensed that I would win the competition, but I was totally fine with that. I was like, you know, whatever's meant to happen will happen, and I still sensed like I still had really good vibes. So what ended up happening was I didn't win the competition. A lovely lady won the competition, and her book just sounded phenomenal. So I'm so glad that she was able to get her book published, because it just looks fantastic. And I met some incredible people at the course as well, including Hannah. So I'm very thankful that I have met some amazing people along the way who are doing some incredible things in the world, and yeah, just really happy that I came across some amazing souls, like-minded people who are now like really good friends of mine, and so many of them have been on the podcast as well. So this has really helped. So it's definitely worth going to the course if you kind of, you know, you want to publish a book or you want to write a book and you're just like, what is the process? Like, this is like, honestly, it's so good, and no other publishers do this, well, not any I know of. So I think that it's really good and really beneficial to the industry that Hay House do this course. So yeah, the winner was announced. I didn't win, and on the Wednesday afterwards we got our feedback, and you know, the commissioning editor at Hay House was like, yeah, we're really interested in your book, we'd love to pitch it for further approval, you know, let's meet up in London, let's kind of like talk through, you know, the things, because basically the title of the book at that time was completely different to what it is now, and Hay House were like, we don't want to use the word spiritual, like they don't really use the word spiritual in books, so we had to come up with another title of the book to pitch it for further consideration. So I went up to London the day of the Gabby event, so you would have seen the reason why I was in that area, because some of you guessed it, some of you were like, isn't the Hay House offices in that part of London? And I was like, shit. So I was able to hide it relatively well. I got to go to the offices, which was so much fun. Little dream come true there. Got to go and like speak to everybody at Hay House, got to just go in and experience it, which was really cool, really fun, and like I said, it was such a pleasure working with Hay House, because they just, you know, they helped me along the way. They helped me edit my proposal to pitch it further, which, you know, you wouldn't necessarily think that a publisher would do, but obviously they really work alongside you to ensure that your proposal is strong enough, that it's gonna, you know, be at its best, basically. So yeah, amazing feedback again. We changed the book. The book has literally been called 3 or 4 things at this point. So yeah, so we changed the name of the book. To be honest, I wasn't really vibing the name of the book, but I was just like, we'll just go with it, like we'll cover that, we'll cross that bridge when we have to. So what ended up happening was, like, I was super confident. I was like, I just feel all the good vibes, and all of us were like, oh my god, we just feel all the good vibes about this, like, you know, this is what I kind of sensed. I was like, oh my god, like everything's working out, this is amazing. So I didn't hear anything for about a month, like maybe over a month actually, and I was just like, chill, Woosa, everything is well, all is well. And then I actually had a reply from the commissioning editor, and sadly they didn't want to kind of continue with it. And the reasoning behind it was, you know, they were definitely like, it's not a closed door from us, like they just felt that it was a bit too early on in my career, and various other reasons to do with different things, to do with following and stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit baffled by this reply, but you know, I have to respect that, and like I said, you know, I can only speak praise of Hay House for all the help and all the work, you know, they helped me with along the way with the proposal, all the great advice they gave me and everything else. But for me, in my heart, I really had to tune in, because it obviously like really upset me when I had this no. It really upset me because nobody saw it coming, and yeah, it was just like, oh my god, like an emotional journey. Like I'd gone through 8 months of this by this point, and I was like, oh my god, I was so emotionally invested, like what the fuck happened and all of this. So at that point I had to really fucking surrender, like surrender, surrender, surrender to the highest surrendering point of letting, you know, the idea of Hay House go. You know, that's not to say in the future something might happen, who knows, but yeah, I really had to let that go. I really had to listen to my heart as well, because you know, normally my normal self would have been like, okay, the book's obviously not meant to happen, like this is obviously just a sign that I need to wait, this is obviously just a sign that I need to like put it off for a couple of months, work on what they've advised me to and go back to them. But yeah, at this point I think I'd had so many synchronicities from the universe, and I'd heard so many different things from different authors as well, that from experiences and things like this, that I felt, no, there's a reason why I've been told these things, there's a reason why I feel the way I feel, and there's reasons why my heart is saying, no, this book is ready to go. And I've never had that before. Normally, like, my heart's like, Emma, just chill, slow down, let it be, you know, just let it go, work on something else. But no, my whole being was like, no, pitch to other publishers, this book is ready to go, there is nothing wrong with the book is coming out. So I was like, okay, well, that's a pretty, you know, concise answer there from the universe and from what I sensed within myself. So went straight to it, literally like picked myself back up and pitched to, I think it was about 6 or 7 other publishers. I didn't have a literary agent in the end, just because I really never sensed I would need one, never sensed that. And also a really good thing about Hay House as well is that you don't need a literary agent to pitch to them, which is perfect. So yeah, if you're kind of in like the self-development or kind of spiritual side of things, like there are publishers you can pitch to off your own back. Just obviously make sure your manuscript and your proposal is obviously, you know, to a professional standard. So this is why the Hay House course was so beneficial, because you learn all of this, they helped you create one, like you created one, and obviously you get the opportunity to pitch to them. So they do take on more than one person, as you can tell. Like, you know, they took me and quite a few others on for further consideration, and I'm sure, you know, they'll go and publish some other people's books who went to the course. So, you know, it's not just like one person wins the competition, but you know, they're not going to turn down a good book. So pitched to about 6 or 7 other publishers, and yeah, pitched to some really, like, it really challenged me to like find all these publishers and learn about the publishing industry and learn what was for my highest good and the message that kept coming through. So another reason why I felt a little bit like, I guess, not happy about, you know, what Hay House was said is because they wanted to change certain things about me and my brand. And for me, that was like, didn't feel good in the slightest. Like, I've worked so hard to rebrand, I've worked so hard to create the Spiritual Queen brand, that it didn't feel good. And obviously this was like really early, like, do you know what I mean? Like, if I'd have said no, I'm sure they would have been fine with it. But for me, like, the fact that that was even on the table, that I would have to kind of change who I am or change my branding, just didn't feel good at all. So yeah, I went and pitched to other publishers and heard nothing. So this is like proof to me, like, obviously I believe that the universe had its absolute divine plan, and that only one publisher was meant to believe in me and was meant to get back to me. But also I think, again, like, a lot of kind of mainstream publishers, shall we say, just don't kind of get the spiritualness at the moment. Like, obviously my book is really spiritual, so yeah, like, you know, there were like a lot of the feedback I actually had feedback from one company like the day after I signed my deal, saying you know, like, we loved it, we love all you're about, but you know, like, we've already had the book The Secret and stuff. And I was like, but this book isn't just law of attraction. That was really frustrating. That's what I wanted to get across to all these publishers, like, look beyond law of attraction. Yes, I mention it, and yes, that is the kind of starting point for me, but it is a whole array of stuff. So again, I think, you know, it's just people getting it, shall we say, like, understanding what we mean, and the messages that we have to share. So yeah, like, you know, as I believe, you know, only one was meant to get back to me so that I could, you know, have a clear decision, shall we say. And so I got in touch with Sean. So Hannah, my friend Hannah, recommended That Guy's House, which is a new self-development and inspirational publisher. So very much self-help, self-development and spiritual publisher. So I'd actually seen a couple people who went to the Hay House course did sign with Sean as well. So I'd heard of his company and I was kind of like, you know, yeah, let's check it out. So when I spoke to Sean, I just emailed him and I was like, hey Sean, I want to pitch my book to you. Like, as casual as that. And you know, he was just so lovely, and as soon as I saw Sean and like spoke to him, I just connected so much to him and was just like, this man has got such good integrity, such good morals, and what he is doing, I just got such a good vibe off Sean and his company. And I don't know, I just felt so comfortable with him. He just absolutely loved everything I was about. Before he even saw the proposal, he didn't even see the proposal for a couple of weeks. So yeah, he just like totally understood it. He'd been on like a very similar journey to what I had, and a lot of his authors have as well. And it was just so refreshing. I think refreshing to just actually hear someone say, Emma, I don't want to change you. I don't want to change what you're doing. I want you to be you and publish you and what your voice is and what you want to get out to the world, basically. So yeah, like it was just so refreshing, so positive and so lovely. So, you know, and Sean is so honest as well. Like he said to me, he was like, I do not want you to agree to this. He was like, I want you to wait and wait to hear back from these other publishers. So he wasn't like, this is what I mean, he's like so honest, so genuine, such a good soul and such a lovely man. You know, he was like, take as much time as you want to think about this. He was like, you know, I want you to wait and hear back from these other publishers, and he's like, I won't be offended if you like want to go with them or whatever. So he was just totally took like the machine and marketing bullshit away and was just like, you do what you want at the end of the day. So yeah, that obviously like really installed my confidence in him, and just from like looking at his different authors and the books he'd done already and kind of seeing what he was about as well, because he's an author himself. That's why he set up his publishing company. And yeah, I just really vibed with him, and obviously Hannah was working with him as well, so obviously I had that kind of vote of confidence as well there. So I actually took a month to decide what I was going to do, what my answer was, and obviously, like I said, I didn't hear back from anybody else, but you know what happened now, I hear back like all these weeks later, because they say to leave it like up to 3 months, and obviously I was like, that's not happening. So yeah, I'll probably hear back now from other publishers. But you know what I love is, like Sean said, you know, also, you know, he was like, if you want to do like your second, third book with someone else, he was like, I'm not going to be offended. So, you know, like there's so many different options, and that's what I've learned in this publishing journey, that there are so many beautiful options of how to get your book published, whether it's self-published, whether it's with a publishing house. So yeah, like he just gave me the ultimate flexibility and creative control, should we say, that was needed, because obviously I don't want my voice to be edited, I don't want my message to be edited, and I certainly don't want to change who I am or what my brand is for anybody, because it's a book at the end of the day. A book does not make my life. A book is a tool, it's part of what I do essentially. So yeah, I didn't want to be changing myself for nobody, and that is definitely not what I'm about, as you guys know. So yeah, I took a month, didn't hear anything back, and I just really like tuned in with my intuition, tuned in with my heart, and just said, okay, let's just do like the pros and cons of everything. So I did all the pros and cons, and I just thought, you know, this isn't about the money for me. This isn't about the money. And for me, I think once I removed the money aspect, I was like, Sean's the obvious answer. Like, that book is going to be beautiful. Like, I can birth it exactly how it's meant to be. I can have full creative control over the inside of it, the cover, everything. Obviously I have all his help and support of the publishing house, like the graphic design support as well, and obviously they print it all, they do it all, like they do all of the stuff, the ebook, you know, getting into shops, everything, like they do all of that, and they do the PR and marketing as well. Obviously I'm expected to sell my books, obviously. I can't just publish it and be like, go on Sean, you do this job. No, obviously I need to like promote it and, you know, sell my book as well. But ultimately, you know, they do the PR side of things, the press appearances, all of this, all of the technical side of stuff, which is obviously really fab. And that's why I knew I didn't want to do self-publishing, just because it's such a faff and it just didn't feel right for me. So yeah, so I finished the book, wrote the book, added some more chapters as well, because I wanted it to be like, I wanted it to be a good read, a good thick read. Like, I love a good thick book. So I was like, yeah, I want it to be like good amount of pages. So it's over 200 pages. And yeah, I really am proud of how it's come about. So I went back to Sean and I was like, you're my answer, Sean. I was like, you're my manifestation. I was like, you know, this is happening. So he was super, super proud. He loved the book. He had some really, really good feedback as well on the book, which I loved. And so we've made a few tweaks to like the chapter names and stuff. And the name of the book as well, he freaking loved. So it's literally had like 3 names really throughout the process. But now I'm glad we have settled on the final one. It feels good, and obviously it's very on brand. So yes, the book is coming out in January 2019, so only 4 months away, not long at all. Really quick turnaround time with Sean's company as well. And because the book was written, like there's not tons of stuff that has to be done. There's obviously just the final edit, the interior design, the exterior design, and then it gets sent to print. So hopefully I should have a batch to like give to my friends and family and do some competitions with, and like do signed copies on my website before Christmas. And then obviously the official launch will be in January. I don't have a set date yet. Obviously this is like really, really fucking early on. So yeah, don't have a date yet. Don't have a pre-order link yet. As soon as I do, it will be everywhere. You know that, guys. So yeah, obviously I will keep you updated along the process. So the book is called Spiritual Queen. So it's had many names, and now I'm like, yes, it's definitely Spiritual Queen. It's literally had so many names. So I'm glad that it's now got Spiritual Queen, and it's on brand, it's on point, it's what I vibe, it's me, and that's exactly how I wanted it to be. So the theme of it is, and the theme was obviously really difficult, so I just let it flow and let someone categorize it for me basically. So I was like, I'm just gonna get it on paper and then someone can tell me what it is I'm doing. So it is a self-help book, definitely. It's obviously like all the journeys and experiences I've been on, way more than what I cover on my YouTube videos. This is like really personal, really to the point, really in depth, and really taking you along every single step of the journey throughout my life to be at this point. So it covers business, it covers relationships, it covers, you know, stepping into the spiritual world, you know, stepping into your voice, stepping into your power. So it's not just like a business book, it's, you know, a memoir style tool self-help book. I mean, I'm sure Sean's going to give me literally like a really nice sentence to describe it, but that's how I would describe it. So you've got my experiences, you've got my journey and what I've gone through, and then you've got like all the tools and all resources I use and I've created, and then you've got advice in there. You've got, it covers everything. So it's very like divine feminine, it's very queen energy, it's very me, of course. But I'm just super, super proud of it because I've covered some topics in there which I've just never even covered online, and they're really, really important to me, and they're really strong. They're what I'm passionate about, and I just know that this is going to help so many women and men out there. Like, you guys can be queens too, so it's going to help so many people. I'm super, 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 super excited. I'm doing, so the interior I've designed, this is a thing, like this is what I don't think Sean anticipated with me. So Sean was like, okay Emma, over the weekend, like just jot a few ideas down of the interior of the book, how you'd like it to do, and then the graphics designer can do it all. So what did Emma do? Emma went and did the whole interior herself because she couldn't just do a half job. She was like, it's just easier if I do it myself. So I did it all, and like Sean was like, Jesus, this is good. Like you didn't have to do this, but I'm just like, ever the productive person, ever the productive. So I've got the book front cover shoot in a couple of weeks all booked in. So yeah, I've got the idea of how I want the front cover to look, and yeah, I'm just working with some great people. So I'm working with Charlie, who is also working on another project for me as well, which is going to come out in February. So Sean could be publishing 2 things for me. So one's the book in January and maybe potentially something in February. The reason why I say potentially is because we're not sure whether I'm going to do it myself or Sean's going to publish it for me. And the only reason I am like kind of like, ooh, like because I don't want to say anything is simply because I don't know what's happening with it yet. Obviously it is going to be birthed like 100%, whether it's with me or we publish it like a book, but it's not a book, that's what I want to say. So yeah, we just obviously need to go through the logistics of it. We need to go through obviously the formalities of it, whether it's possible, definitely. So yeah, that's kind of still in the planning stages. So potentially I could have 2 things being published with that guy's house this year. But obviously the book is 100% set in stone. That is happening. The other thing will be coming out in February regardless, maybe even a bit earlier to go with the book launch if I do it myself, because it'll be a quicker turnaround. So yeah, these things are in production. So the fact that Charlie's working on both is really, really cool, because they're going to tie in, they're going to look really awesome, and they have the same name, so obviously like it's going to tie in beautifully. So I'm really, really excited. Oh, I just can't even believe it. Like, I think again I just go into shock mode when these things happen. I'm just like, take it in, Emma, take it in, this has happened. So yeah, I believe that I was led to Sean for an incredible purpose, one, to help him grow his incredible publishing house full of authenticity, full of no bullshit, and full of, you know, incredible books, and obviously to birth my books into the world and yeah, get the book out there. So I guess I'm gonna like cover some questions you guys may have. So where can you order it? Well, when the pre-order is obviously out and online, so it will come out in January officially, but obviously like a month or so before, maybe a bit longer, you will be able to pre-order it on Amazon and Waterstones and Barnes and Noble, I think he said. There's basically like online retailers. So yeah, you'll be able to pre-order it before, but like I would say like Amazon's like the obvious platform, shall we say. And obviously bookstores as well. You can go into your local Waterstones, you can go into, God, wherever you could pre-order a book. You don't have to just do it online, you could obviously do it in store. And just a heads up guys, you would be massively helping me if you do go and pre-order this book in store at Waterstones or something, because the more pre-orders they have, they put it in the shops as well. So I would love you forever if you could go and pre-order it in a Waterstones store when you do this. Hashtag I'm learning all the marketing of how we get books into stores and things. So I'm just like, well, if I say it now, then everybody knows. So yeah, I'll cover that obviously when we're at that stage. We're obviously a far bit off that stage and you can't pre-order it yet. So once you can pre-order it, obviously I will, you know, let you know all the different options and stuff. So yes, it will be an ebook as well. So you'll have an ebook, you'll have a physical book. It's a soft cover book. What else? I don't even know what other questions there would be. Price, I've got no idea how they price books at the moment. Obviously it's gonna be around your $9.99 to probably $12.99 price mark, I'm guessing. Like that's your standard book, so I've got no idea what the price will be, but yeah, that's your kind of averages of books, I would say. I can't see it being any more than that, definitely not. But yeah, all I can say is that it is just a journey. Like, so if you guys have kind of seen my online work the last few weeks, or read my blog post, or listened to my podcast, like since turning 25, I've kind of shared a little bit more about what's been going on the last year with all of the journeys I've gone through. So this book is a real in-depth journey of the emotional up-leveling I've done this year, of what's been going on this year, and to be honest, like the universe properly sent me on a proper journey to be able to write this book. So do you know what, I'm really glad, because it has made a fucking epic book, I'm not gonna lie. But and obviously I feel 100 times better through going through that journey, and I've learned so much and up-leveled, so it's all worked out beautifully, of course. But yeah, so it's a real book which covers all aspects, like, you know, how to live your best life, law of attraction for all expertise. It covers, you know, relationships, it covers business, it covers so much, like everything. So yeah, the more I can share, and obviously when I have a copy to hold or whatever, I will share some stuff with you. There will be a launch party in January for friends, families and influencers and people in London, I'm presuming. And yes, obviously still doing the Spiritual Queen Summit in February, as long as I can secure everything and the universe lets this happen. So yeah, there's lots of exciting things coming out around January and February with the book. The other thing, hopefully, well, the other thing will happen regardless, just don't know what platforms or whatever it will be on, and obviously the Spiritual Queen Summit as well in February, which will be awesome. So yeah, the story is obviously a year-long process, literally a year-long process to the week. So then I was like, good one, universe, good one. So yeah, it's been an obviously really interesting journey. I've learned so much about myself, about my book, about publishing, so much. So like I said, I highly recommend the Hay House Writers course, because it was really informative. Obviously you get the opportunity to pitch to them with really good and honest feedback from them afterwards. Yeah, so much. But you know, I know some people are like tagging Hay House on Twitter like, did you not pitch to Hay House ever? I'm like, yes, I definitely did pitch to Hay House, but you know, who knows what will happen with that. If that's meant to happen in the future, that will happen. Like, I haven't got anything, you know, bad to say about the process or anything like that. It was just purely, I had to trust my intuition and trust what I was being told and what just didn't feel right for me at the time. So this is how this book was meant to be birthed. I don't know what's going to happen in the future with other books, you know, that's another journey, that's another story when that happens. But yeah, that'll be like a 2-year story by the time the next one comes out. So yeah, I'm really happy, really so happy to be working with Sean and his company, really feeling blessed. And Sean's just an incredible guy, and I'm not being funny, he does retreats in Bali, guys, and I'm going to be talking at the next one next year. So manifestation point 2, yeah, doing a retreat in Bali. It won't be just like a soul retreat, it will be like me and some other authors and him, of course, but I'm up for that. I've always wanted to go to Bali, so fuck yes. So yeah, he does like loads of events, loads of retreats and stuff, so obviously I'll be like all involved with that, which is really cool. And yeah, it's just a fantastic company, so I would definitely recommend to get in touch with Sean if you are, you know, the same kind of journey as me, you want to publish your kind of self-help or spiritual kind of book. But yeah, I'm really glad that I came across Sean, really grateful that Hannah pushed me to get in touch with him, and I'm just so excited to have my first book out in January. So everything worked out how it was meant to, and yeah, all is well. So thank you so much, guys, for watching my video. As I said, like, obviously there's no pre-order links yet, there's nothing you can like go and grab yet. Obviously as soon as I have that, you guys will be the first to know, of course you will. So it will be posted everywhere. I'll probably do a video on here as well, knowing me, so yeah, you will find it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching my video. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all, and I will see you in my next video, which will be next week. Lots of love, guys.